Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Um, we're going to talk about being single. In today's society, um, women who are single, and I'd say past 25, 25, 30, you're still single, is not a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a good thing because you see, people have a way of putting a guilt trip on you and making you feel like that something's wrong with you if you haven't hooked up with a man by the time you are a certain age. Now, I know, you know, in older days, older times, women got married early in life and had their children, but those women had a lot of problems too because many times women who married young in life married older men. And those older men were not necessarily nice to those women. Just like just like today, you know, men are not necessarily nice to women they marry. But you still have these women out here who want to get married. I think it's more of the illusion of being married. You, in your mind, you see it on TV. TV shows you happy marriages, you know, and they show you, you know, some marriages that don't work out too, but you disregard that because in your mind, you're going to have a happy marriage. Number one, look at it. Why do you feel like you need to be married? I always say need and want. And if you want to be married, you may want to be married for some reason, or you may feel like you need to be married. Now, if it's a need, um, most women who feel like they need to be married, I'm going to say is for financial reasons. They feel like they need a man to live the type of lifestyle that they want to live. Well, I'm always talking about women building your own lifestyle and not depending on a man. And the reason I keep talking about that is because men have this idea that they are supposed to rule over women. Like they're the boss. They want to be the boss over you. Once they marry you, now you are their property. Think about that. You are their property. Is that what you want? You want to be treated like somebody's property? Well then, if you don't, then you need to build yourself. Build yourself up, you see, so that you won't be victimized by anyone, especially a man. You can't be victimized if you're standing on your own 2 feet looking at him straight in his eye. You see? Then he can't tell you anything, make you feel bad, you know, do whatever he wants to do to you. But if you're under his control, he can do that. Now, one of the followers asked me about building up your vibration and affirmations. I'm going to start putting a link in the description of a sister channel. It's called All Things Spiritual 777. And on that channel, you'll find vibrational tones that help you to meditate in the morning or in the afternoon or whenever it's convenient for you. But you can listen to these tones, and it relaxes you, and it builds your own vibration the more that you listen. And there are also affirmations on there. If you want to do affirmations every day, and you tell yourself how great you are and how worthy you are and all of that, and what these affirmations do, it goes down in deep into your psyche, you see, and it really helps you to heal old wounds, maybe from childhood, maybe somebody hurt you or whatever. These affirmations and tones will help you lift out of that hurt. And your meditations during that time, you're just going to be in your quiet place, you see, and you're going to ask the universe for whatever you need, whatever you want in your life, you see. And on that path, the universe will bless you. And if you desire a mate, the universe can send you a mate too, a mate just for you, a mate just for you. You don't deserve to be disrespected ever. Ever. These men out here are making women feel like we are like secondhand citizens. And especially, I said this in another, I'm going to say it now. The Black woman is the most disrespected woman on the planet. A lot of that came out of from slavery. We were disrespected. Then our men were not in a position to protect us, during slavery and all of that. And so the culture really just got disconnected. It got disconnected. But women, period, are disrespected all over the world because the men, religion has made the men feel like they are the masters over the women. Religion makes the men feel they are your masters. Now, with that in mind, now you really want to hook up to them, knowing that many of them want to dominate you, control you, and you'll just end up being his slave, doing everything he needs to be done. Now, again, I'm not saying all men, because this again is a narcissistic tendency that men have been groomed to believe. You see, that they need to control women. So now, you get involved with them. If you get involved with a man, now I'm not talking about teenage years, because teenage boys, unless they have been traumatized, they're pretty innocent. They just, see a nice girl that they may like and try to talk to the nice girl or whatever. You see, the young people, they're being pressured to have sex, and they shouldn't be. Sex should not, be a thing, because once they get involved in sex, everything else kind of goes downhill. You see, there's no shame in being single. In fact, it's the other way around. It's empowering to be single. You see? So don't let anybody shame you because you happen to be single. And don't let anybody shame you if you're single and have children. And let me tell you about that. The same men who have deceived you into having these children and left you are the same men who will criticize and devalue you. These are the same men that will come back and say, well, I'm not going to marry her because she's got kids, when they've gone somewhere else and dropped kids. You see? Don't allow men to put you in that cycle. There's no shame in you being single and having kids. Now, I've been married twice. My first marriage didn't work. I raised 3 boys on my own. I raised 3 boys on my own from that first marriage. When I married the second time, I had one other boy from that marriage, and the second marriage didn't work either. I'm sorry to say it did not work either. But I raised that child on my own too. The point here, what I'm trying to make is, you really shouldn't have children unless you as a woman can afford to raise your own children by yourself. And I tell you why. Because you can't rely on what a man's going to do. He may start off good, and then everything gets sour, and here you are with your kids, and you might not be in a position to afford to raise your kids. So now you got to run to the court, beg the court for child support, and go through all of those changes, and that can be a whole lot of drama that you do not need. You do not need. Because now you go to court to get child support. Now you got to deal with him, with your kid, and all of that. With my boys, I raised 4 boys on my own without child support. And I tell you why I did that. Because the men that I married were not suitable role models for my boys. I made 2 bad choices. I made those bad choices. I didn't wait for the universe to send me the ideal person for me. I went out looking for a mate, and I made 2 bad choices. There's no shame in making a bad choice. You just made a bad choice because you do what you know at the time. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would think twice. I would think 3 times, 4 times about getting married again, because I don't need marriage in my life. I am self-supporting. My boys are grown, you see. And, it's nice to have a companion, but I don't have to marry him to be my companion. I can be single and still have a companion if that's what I want. I don't need to marry somebody. Now I marry somebody, now you got to come in, and he wants to be the boss. He's going to want to tell you what to do with his stuff, with your stuff, and all of this. I'm going to tell you, I was out the other day, and I heard a man talking to his wife or girlfriend that was totally shameful. And she just bowed her head and went on and did whatever he was saying while he was yelling and cursing and whatever. Women, you don't need to take that. And you don't have to take it. Don't let anybody shame you, telling you, you never been married? You single? Yeah, you be proud of it. You be proud to be single and independent. Because men will have to show you some respect when they step to you, because you don't need them. See, that's the key. You don't need them. So there's no reason for you to feel shame because you're single. Being single is powerful, whether you have kids or not. Kids are a blessing. They're a blessing from the universe. They're real. I wouldn't change anything for my boys. They are a blessing. You see? And you need to look at it like that. You don't need a man to come in and mess up your kids. If he's not their father, number one, is very few men that's going to come in there because of the way they've been groomed. Very few men is going to come in there and take your kids on as if they were his kids. His kids. Now, there are some men out there who will. There are some men out there who will. But you'll probably need the universe to bring them to you. Because you'll be hard-pressed to find them. Hard-pressed to find them. Especially with people out here telling you that your life is over. Because here you are single with these kids. I knew a woman that had 8 kids. And a man approached her. She didn't go out finding him. He approached her. And when he found out she had the 8 kids, he still wanted her. He still wanted her. She didn't have to run after him. He ran after her. He married her and took care of all 8 kids like his own. They are out there. But you'll be hard-pressed. Don't look for him. Let him find you. Let him find you. You still have a lot of value. Don't let anybody tell you you don't. You see what men will do? You'll meet somebody. First thing you want to do is have sex. Don't do that. Don't do that. You be celibate. You be celibate. And he'll respect you more. He'll respect you more. Because number one, he'll know you ain't out here just sleeping with everybody. And you're not desperate to find a man. Or to have a man. You see, women who are out here sleeping all over the place, they look desperate. And men take them like that. They take them like they're desperate. Men think you out there trying to trap them when they're the ones who are sexualizing you. They want to turn it around and act like you're the one trying to trap them. You don't need to trap a man. The man is the hunter. Let him try to trap you. But you have to allow him to do that. And you're not allowing him to do that if you're busy chasing him for any reason. For any reason. Ladies, no matter where you find yourself in your life, no matter where in the scale, whether you're dirt poor, in the middle, whatever, you can always pick yourself up and start over. But once you have a new attitude about yourself and your life, only then can things change for you. If you still have that desperate attitude of I need this, I gotta have it, how I'm gonna get it, that's not the way to manifest what you want in your life. I'm going to put the link at the bottom. Go to that channel, All Things Spiritual 777, and look around. It has a playlist there, where you can find all of the positive energies and tones that will help you start building yourself up. This is just a start. This is just a start to healing and feeling better about yourself and realizing how important and how valuable you are. Don't let anybody tell you different. These men are the one who tricked you and fooled you and left you with kids. Don't let them come back and try to shame you about it. Don't let them come back and try to shame you about it. And don't be crawling and begging them for their help. Ladies, you have talents. You came here with a talent. Develop your own talents and passions that you can make a living for yourself, where you don't have to depend on him. And ladies, those of you who are already you already got your foundation is strong and everything. You're single, you see. And then when you go out, people will say, "You not married? You ain't never been." You be proud and hold your head up and say, "No, I'm not married, and I'm not looking to be married." If that's true, if you want to be married, that's another thing. Then I told you the best way that I think you should do. I think you should ask for the universe, because some people, they don't have time for that. They think they want to go out and find their own man. Well, good luck with that. You can always find somebody. You can always find somebody. But once you are with them for a while and they show their true face to you, hopefully it's the same face you fell in love with. Hopefully it's the same face. And I'm telling you this because this evil is everywhere. Everywhere. Now, men will tell you that a woman can't raise a man. I've raised 4. I've raised 4. And they are decent human beings, too. They're not about, out here trying to destroy women. So, but the thing is, men put this in your mind that you can't raise a man. Well, the thing about it, if the man that you had this kid with is no good, you better off raising the man than him. You don't want your boys to grow up like, especially if he's a narcissist, you don't want your boys growing up like him. Ladies, the women are the intelligent species. The men, they the brawn, the muscle. But we are the intelligent species. Let's not forget who we are. And allow these brawny men to control us and tell us all these crazy things. You see? So, and plus 9 times out of 10, the same men who are telling you that a woman can't raise a man, a woman probably raised them. So it just goes around and around. But what I really want you to understand, women, you have a lot of power. A lot of power. Quit giving it away to men. Quit giving it away to men. And if you go to that channel I told you about, it will help you build yourself up. Listen to a little bit every day. Do your little affirmations. Really, this is how I started on my spiritual path. It's a good start. It really is. So I hope that I said something in this video that can really help someone, because men are out here telling you ladies all sorts of crazy things, trying to make you feel low. You see, because if they can make you feel under them, then they can control you. It makes them feel more powerful. Like men have men don't have any power. We have given them the power. They don't have any power at all. They really can't do anything without us. They really can't. They really can't. But we don't want to be their slaves. They have to treat us with respect. They need to know that we are prize gifts and we need to be treated as such. As such. Or we'll take our power and leave the room. Take care of ourselves. Love ourselves and our children. And our children. Women, take your power back and know who you are. Know who you really are. Don't let anybody shame you because you are single. And don't let anybody shame you if you need to leave your husband. If your husband is treating you terrible and you can leave, I left twice. 2 times. 2 marriages. I refuse to settle and to allow any man to abuse me or my children. And you should neither. And you should neither. Men only have the power that we give them over us. Take it back, ladies. It is so very, very important because these men want to lead us down a very dark path of unhappiness. And our whole reason of wanting to be with them because we think we can find happiness being with a partner, a love partner. Yeah, well, that's a nice fantasy. You know, and if you have that already, cherish it. Cherish it. That's what I say. You cherish it. I know it's out here, but there's so many of us who have not had that. And what I'm here to tell you is nothing wrong with that. Don't you be ashamed of that. Just because you don't have a man to go home to, you go home to yourself. You love yourself. You be good by yourself. Because number one, when you go home, you don't have to go clean for nobody else. You don't have to go cook for nobody else. You don't have to put up with somebody else who had a hard day at the job. You know what? You ain't got to be walking on eggshells because he's had a bad day. You be happy. You be happy that you don't have to put up with nonsense at all. So, ladies, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for viewing this video and supporting this channel. And thank you for your comments. I read them all. Just keep them coming. And I hope to see you next time.